that vacation, in that luxury vehicle, your children in college, a brand new home, your business is flourishing. You done found your passion. Everything is aligning up. You traveling across the world. You taking your family with you. All the businesses, everybody loving you. You doing interviews. You got your tour bus, your private jet. Because write this down. Find out what success means to you. What does success mean to you? Somebody else's success might not be your success. Me and a good friend of mine named Tony Felder, we call him Tone. He worked with his hands, carpenter. I work with my hands. I'm an airbrush artist. We've been chasing money for a long time before I make this change in my life. And one of the things that we say is, man, throughout, we make the money, we know how to make the money, but we just don't want it like we used to want it. Not like that. We don't want it like that no more. We want it. We want the success, but we don't want it like that. And when we say it like that, I don't want to be dealing with being a slave to my business. I want freedom. What does that look like, Malcolm? That means that I got to have my operation where I'm portable. I get stagnant. I don't like to be stuck. I like to move around. I like to be with inspiring people. If me and my wife want to hop on a plane or get on right now, I like to just be able to go. What things can I do in my life to make sure that everything aligns up? You can't have the business together and you not have your personal life together. We're talking about 360 success. We ain't talking about just the money, because the money going to bring a whole lot of other problems and issues that you never even realized. So figure out what success means to you. I had to figure that out. When I would see other speakers, when I would see other authors, when I would see other people doing their thing, it might have been cool. I want that part, but I want that part, but I don't want the divorce. I want that. I want this part of the success that this person had did, but I don't want not being a father. You know what I'm saying? I want the travel, but I want to be in a successful relationship as well. So what does that look like? Because when you start realizing what that looks like, you can start visualizing that. Motivation. Page 49. Increase your motivation. If you don't stay motivated, you won't make those changes in your life that allow you to be consistent. You fall back into old destructive patterns or behavior instead of sticking with the new patterns you're trying to create. So motivation, that Aunt Betty was talking about, up in the morning, that meditation she need, that 15 minutes. To other people, you were saying, why 15 minutes? Is that enough? You know what I'm saying? 15 minutes just by yourself and being selfish, that can do a lot in your life. Small 15-minute breaks throughout the day if it's a stressful day. Just some time to breathe. My 15 minutes for me is I walk and talk. We got the lakefront down here. I go out to the river. I do my business meetings on my cell phone. All right. Y'all, it's not about to be having me in no cuticle or no office with no fluorescent lights, stressed out. So I'm about to get on this Mississippi River. I'm going to walk this walk, and I'm about to do all my business deals right through here because I demand a sense of success in my life. I'm not going to allow my business or anything to control who I am and what I feel. You can't be depressed and be in a successful business. That ain't the way it is. You align everything up. What do you want to do? What don't you want to do? Be clear. I don't want to do this. That's what you're going to write. You're going to write tonight. Write a list. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get up in the morning and go have to click it to work for somebody else. I don't want to have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and have to go to a job. I don't want to have to deal with certain clients who are going to be stressing me out. I don't want to have to be dealing with certain people who are going to be bringing me down. I don't want to have to be feeling like that I got to do this to be able to pay my bills, or sacrifice a part of me to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to travel. When everybody else going on the trips, I want to go too. So that's what the other aspect of it. What do you want to do? For me, Once I shut down my first business, I said, I want to be like Amazon. You don't know where I'm located at. You ain't got to know where I'm located at. But through email, you know what I'm saying, social media, my website, I got systems. So for one of the things that I did, I got tired of people calling me up I'm going to give y'all, this is something that I do in coaching. I'm going to give y'all a little something on how I had to kind of like rework it. I got tired of people calling me up, asking me to come speak, and they ain't got no money. So I could play it two ways. I can be upset with me and be like, man, they always coming to begging. Or I could say, well, you see this is what you don't want to deal with, and I'll go through the whole deal with them, 15 minutes on the phone, and then at the end result, they're telling me what they all want, but then they ain't got no budget. So I can complain about that. Man, people just ain't spending no money. But instead, I stayed motivated and I created a solution. Create a form on your website. That's a weeding process. Don't call me. You ain't even got my personal cell phone number. You go to my website, all of my coaching members, they can't even talk to me direct. You go to the website, you schedule the time. If you can't schedule the time, you don't want to book me. If you can't spend 5 minutes to go through the questionnaire, and this is the questionnaire that I'm going to ask you anyway through the 15-minute conversation, how many people coming? I got tired of showing up to places and they ain't telling me how many people coming. Where is the location? What do you want me to speak about? At the end, what's the budget? Now what that does is that speeds up the process. By the time I get to them on the phone, instead of me complaining about this and that, we spend 24, we give us 24 hours to give you a call back. But when I talk to you, or if I have Brian or whoever calls you back, instead of us going through this whole spiel of what you got, what you don't want, how much money, this and that, you done gave me all the information in that order form. So now the only thing I got to do, that saves me time, that saves me conversation, that saves me energy where I got to be trying to figure out where it's at, and we got to do numerous texts and calls and emails, and that ain't with me spending a 15-minute or a 30-minute conversation and you trying to pour all this stuff in me. Now you trying to get all of this out. We really need you, and woo. No, fill out the form. I can print that out. I can look at it within 3 seconds and be like, oh, no, we can't do this. Or, yeah, we can use this. She got $500. We got somebody else in that same city that got $500. We're going to mix them together. Somebody else got $500. Now we're going to a city. We making $4,000, $5,000 instead of just dealing with it from the smaller angles. So from that perspective, you got to stay motivated. You got to look at things from all angles. And anytime that you feel like that you're going back into your old thing, that's when you got to have this visualization. I'm going to get it, boo. I'm going to get it. Because those are your tools. When I be asking myself, oh, man, what the hell am I doing, Malcolm? Why are you writing this book? Why are you investing all of this money and this time on conferences trying to help folks? When I get lost up in my own little mental pity party, I can look at because you got somewhere to go. You got to be in Africa in 2 years. You got to have something for Zakia, my daughter. What you gonna have? What you gonna hand her over? What you gonna hand her an airbrush? You gotta have something created that you can be able to hand over to the next generation. These are the kind of things that you gotta constantly be. But if you ain't there visually and you don't see it, you can't create it. We're gonna finish this up and then we're gonna take a break. Own your path. Your consistency is built around your goals. There will be people that will come into your life that will try to choose your path for you. These goals are tools created to help you remember your dream and to stay on track. Everyone's path is different and unique to them. It is up to each of us to find our own path. Only you can live your life and receive the success that comes with it. Meaning that's why it's important for you to know what success means to you. It ain't grinning on the other side of me looking at somebody else's life talking about, I want that. Be clear about what your success is and your path. You know, it's a journey. It's a journey. Understand that you're going to have to walk your own path. You're going to take a little bit from me. You're going to take a little bit from Divine. You're going to take a little bit from Aunt Betty. You're going to take a little bit from different people you're going to meet in the universe. But this is your path. And you got to stay focused and be clear. And don't be scared of saying you might meet somebody and you can take a little bit. Oh, I'm going to take a little bit of this. Take a little bit of that. Ask for a little advice. I'm going to take some coaching from this person. I'm going to ask this person if they would mentor me. I'm going to go out and try to find some speaking engagements to pull me out of my little character, my comfort zone. I'm going to, create a list. And I'm going to say, this week, I'm calling the top 10 customers that I got on this list. I don't care what's happening. I'm going to call these 10 people. Creating those different paths in your life and pushing yourself. Dream. Have a desire or idea that is bigger than yourself. Every successful person starts with a dream. Dream and dream big. It is not your business to know the path or how you will accomplish this idea. It is your responsibility to maintain your dream and believe in it until it comes to flourish. It ain't your responsibility to figure out how you're going to get there. You just got to start. You just got to start. And your path to slowly start opening it up. You ain't got to have all the answers to get started. You ain't got to have all the money to get started. You ain't got to have all the resources to get started. What you got to do is just start. Start where you can start at. And open up yourself for all the possibilities. And keep investing in yourself. Fight for your success. Be committed to your success. And be selfish. Be selfish. Because if you ain't right, ain't nothing else going to be right in your life. I want to kind of end, we're going to take a break after this with these different steps right here are very powerful. These steps have changed my life. Visualizing, staying motivated, being true to my path, and keeping my dream and understanding that everybody has a dream, and that's where it starts off at. And your success is going to be built around how you utilize your dream. We're on 50, right? Yeah. This is so important right here. Whew. Believe me. Write this down. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. This is an analogy used to indicate the continual repetition of an action or sequence of events, typically in a way regarded as tiresome. So this wash, rinse, repeat is a tool that I use in my life for business and personal. Once you kind of create your pattern and your structure of success, you want to just you don't want to overthink it. You're going to find as you are building up these blocks and trying to figure out what your path is, you're going to see this recurring kind of flow of things. So once something starts to work, you want to make a note of that. And you want to, when you redo that or when you start coming back around and say, okay, for instance, for me, when I write my books, I got a system. That's how I can write books fast. Instead of me just randomly just writing them, every time that I came up, okay, what's the easiest way? If I got 10 chapters, I might spend 3 chapters on figuring out what's the easiest way to write this into the format that's going to give me the speed that I need to knock things out if I got a deadline. Once I created that little system, that's my washing. Just like doing laundry. It's a cycle. Then from there, I might say, okay, I want to go ahead and get my pictures and all of that laid out in my book. That can be my rinse. Then from there, I say, okay, every time that I put out a book, I'm going to do a live event to be able to push and promote my book. Now, every time I create another